Hey guys, it's me, Delta1, here with A-Spec Airsoft, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Cyma Cm.O48, which is what you're staring at. Now there is some differences. There is two models of this weapon. There is the Cm.O48 and the Cm.O48M, which has a standard Ak74 flash hider and not the big tube one. So let's get on with this review. First I want to say some things about the box. It has ultra cool styling! Well, the box isn't really that ultra cool, but whatever. But other than that, the box isn't really too flashy or fantastical or super awesome and cool and shoot out and like grab you or something. It's not like whatever, Paranormal Activities. It's just a standard cardboard box. But anyways, let's see what it looks like inside the box. So after you've opened it up, you'll see that it just has two styrofoam plates holding the gun in. It won't come broken at shipping for sure. And you have your manual, the jamming rod, and all that good stuff. So let's see exactly what your gun comes with. A Cyma Cm.O48 and Cm.O48M, which I said earlier, you could see the small differences between the flash hiders. One's just a standard and one's a big tube. But it's a manual for both of those models, but the one I'm reviewing is Cm.O48. A 9-nickel hydrate, 8.4 volt, 1200 milliamp small type battery, a 500 round high cap magazine for your Ak74, a trickle charger that could possibly burn your house down and is very bad to use because they can always short out your batteries and just not work at all. Recommend buying your smart charger as soon as possible. A cleaning and dejamming rod, and a front sight post adjuster. And a bag of super craptastic BBs. Don't use these, they'll break your gun. First feature is the pistol grip, which is polycarb. It's a nice polycarb grip, very comfortable in my hands. Also has a metal trigger guard, trigger, and mag release, which is also a neat feature because the mag release is designed to where it won't slip out like on some of the other AK-47 models and 74 models. The old versions do. Has a metal receiver, very high quality, very nice. Has a metal selector switch, very nice and crisp. Doesn't have any loose feeling at all, and it's got a nice click that'll let you know that it's clicked into place. Also has the Russian markings for semi and fully automatic. Also, another neat feature is the wooden stock. The finish they put on it, extremely high quality. Very, very nice. I really like it a lot. It's just got a nice finish to it. It is a little too shiny for me, so I would sand it down personally myself. If I were you, you could do whatever you want to your rifle. It also has a screw-in butt plate, so you won't have to ever worry about your battery falling out or your butt plate falling off during gameplay, which is also a great feature. It just takes a Phillips head screwdriver. I know some people may find that to be more of a pain, but for someone like me, I'd rather have that screwed in there than lose a possible $50 LiPo battery or a standard 9-nickel hydrate. The sling mounts on this weapon are on the left side of the gun. One on the back stock right here, which is just kind of a little metal swivel. I would not trust it at all. And then one right where the front handguard is, right here, is completely trustworthy. I would trust it. Another feature is the white markings they have paid attention to on the front sights. They are very noticeable now, and there's no way you can misread it, and it is also adjustable for elevation, which is very nice. I like how Cyma has paid attention to doing that. That is a very big bonus for AK fanatics like me. The front sight, however, is a little bit different than most 74s. As you can see, I'll show you right now. It's a little bit different, but nothing to flip out about. It's just the same. Won't affect your aiming any differently. It has a 14mm counterclockwise thread for different flash hiders or mock silence. The bolt on this weapon is different from the G&G designs and the TM designs and the just different. It's just a single little guide rod right here that you pull back and goes right there, which is a very big bonus for people like me who like to rewire their guns and put heavier gauge on them to get a better current flow, but the stock wiring on here will give you just plenty enough current flow for what it is. It's very nice because you don't have to deal with a big bolt going back and forth like on the ICSs or G&Gs. And it's also a lot nicer than the TM design because it has a stupid little plastic thing you slide on, and it makes it such a pain to get it like 16 gauge wiring on. There's no way it'll work with that design. It's just the TM little plastic cover for the bolt. Super annoying. So it leaves a lot more room. I can show you right now. There's a lot more room in here for it to be. It's just super nice. So if you ever do an AB MOSFET, you have plenty of room to have rewiring and have a third smaller gauge wiring running along with your wiring as is. That is something I really like about this gun, and so that's why I bought one. And I don't normally buy guns, you guys. On the left side of the gun, you have a scope rail mount for all your scope rail accessories and stuff like that, and you can get the tri-rail ones where you can have a little laser on the side to line up with your scope, or if you want to be very bold and daring, you can get a flashlight or some grenade launcher. You have a fake cleaning and dejamming rod under the outer barrel of the gun that is removable. Also, a quick note I want to mention is it has steel stock prongs, so your stock prongs will never break, ever. You also have a small type connector in the back with a fuse that's right here. It is not, however, like the VFC where it has the car fuse, which would be up here in the top receiver and then goes into the back. You have the standard airsoft fuse and all that good stuff. One of the things that I like that Cyma has done is that it comes stock with a metal hop-up unit, which is super awesome. And to me, that's always a really nice feature. Also, I want to note that it is not like the standard AK barrel length. It is, however, a 500mm inner barrel, not the standard 455, which is always a bonus if you want to be a DMR. And this is a nice good 5 inches shorter than a M16, which has a 510mm. And it's also very nice weight and well balanced. Something I very, very rarely find on a full metal gun. Now for the internal reports. Your Cyma will come with a polycarb piston and piston head. What I noticed that's very different about it is that it's like a bowl. It's not like a bore-up piston head where it's kind of like a pimple-ish thing kind of going on. It's a horrible analogy, but you get the point. It's kind of the opposite of that, so it's really, really weird. I've never really messed with a piston that's like this before, guys. But it is ported, so that's a good thing. Also, there's a small notch on the right side of the piston, right there, for, I guess, a blowback kit, I guess. When I get further on in this, it'll explain more. They also kind of tried to half-stroke the piston by shaving half of the last tooth down. Found that very interesting. But it has one metal tooth right here. Now for the spring. It has an M130 spring. It's just a regular M130 spring. And it has a very, very weird ball bearing spring guide. There's a screw that keeps this in place, unlike your standard ball bearing spring guide where there's just a hole all the way through it, which is really weird. I've never really messed with a spring guide that's like this before, so this is something different. But at least you have a metal ball bearing spring guide for more reliability. Now for the motor. It's just your standard motor. There is a Allen screw right there that you can take out to change the pinion gear. So if that was to ever happen, that's kind of a good thing. But it's just a standard China motor. Nothing super awesomely spectacular. Now this is something I kind of wanted to get out of the way. There's a slit right here in the gearbox shell itself, which leads me to believe that the slide over here is to have something catch on it, which would make it blow back. I could be wrong, but I do recall some of the VFC models being blowback, but I'm not 100% sure if that's what it's for. But that's kind of something you can do as an option. You can modify it to make it blow back very easily. So I just thought I'd mention that. Now for more of the internals. You have metal gears, metal bushings, a polycarb tappet plate, a polycarb cylinder head with one O-ring on it, a standard air nozzle, and a cylinder with no ports in it. Other than that, it's not really too spectacular, except for that kind of, I guess, that blowback thing, and the piston and the piston head are a little bit different. But everything on this gearbox is TM compatible. You can use all sorts of TM parts. So that concludes the internal reports to the Cyma Cm.O48. Now that we're done with the internal reports, I can tell you one thing. Disassembly of this gun is incredibly easy for an AK, compared to the standard TM design, which has got 4 set screws under here. It doesn't have this here. You push this pin out here, pull the bolt back, take off a pin for the hop-up, remove that. The whole barrel assembly slides forward. After you take out 2 of the hop-up screws, which is located under there by the hop-up, you pull them out, the whole barrel assembly will come out, and you can work on your gun. Now, for my personal opinion. I think Cyma has done one of the best jobs that they've ever done on any single AK I've ever picked up. Super, super high quality, and for a Chinese gun, it literally is just outstanding. And personally, I would buy this over the VFC. Now, I've heard one comment on one of my other videos saying that your Cyma broke in half and literally destroyed itself. This is a steel body. I would like to see you break it, because it literally, the body alone weighs 4 pounds. Just the body hollowed out. Nothing in it. Like 4 to 3 pounds. Super, super awesome. It's not a heavy gun. It really is not that heavy. It's just basically a standard AK to me. Except it's got the side rail on it, which is very, very nice. Now, I bought this gun. I bought one for myself. A customer ordered this, and I bought one also for myself. I called my distributor the next day. I said, I gotta have one of these. I need a field rifle, and I want this. So I bought one for myself. So that should just tell you how nice this gun is. I honestly am very astonished and glad that I bought one, because the customer also asked me to do some internal work. That's why I made the internal report video for y'all. And just, I was really impressed. It's just a great gun all around. I mean, it's got the steel receiver, which is just, you can't beat that. And especially since, to be honest, in my opinion, guys, there's not a company that makes like a really awesome AK out of the box with amazing internals. But if you're like me, you like to upgrade them. So if you're looking for a really good AK and you want a nice internals, I'm not saying the internals in here are super like, you know, like KWA. They're very nice for what you're paying. But if you're going to be buying an AK to upgrade it, I recommend this, guys. Now, the stock is extremely nice. I love the finishing on this, guys. I can't really tell you how much. It's very nice. It's also, if you're a wall hanger gun buyer guy who likes to put guns and hang them on the wall, this is one of those guns that's great for you. Although I do not care for the shiny wood, but that's just me. It's nothing some sandpaper can't fix or a trip to Ace Hardware. So guys, I really, really recommend this gun if you're looking for a Vietnam-era AK, or if you're looking for a Russian setup. This AK is good for you. Now, the link of where you can buy this is in the description at acspecAirsoft.com. Very great rifle, guys. I highly recommend it, and I hope you like this new review style. It's a little bit easier for me, guys, because I don't have to do as much editing, and overall it's just nice and simple and easier for me. So I hope you appreciate it, and I hope you can pay attention enough to listen to me talk for more than a minute in one scene. But appreciate the views, guys, and thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next review.